Greetings, folks. Welcome back to the Jason Damico Show. We are coming to you live via Zoom, and thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, thank you for listening. If you're on Spotify, iTunes, iHeart, Simplecast, and all of those fun outlets. And we've got a special guest for you today. She is a singer and musician out of northern New Jersey and playing all over the place over there as soon as the doors open up to the world again. But she's got some really cool live streams happening, and we'll get to her social media in a second. But please welcome to the show my new friend, Miss Madison Pisani.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you, Jason, for having me.
Of course. So we kind of, before we went on, we were talking a little bit about some mutual connections kind of in that tri-state area. And it's a small world, isn't it, in the music industry?
Really.
So let's get into your beginning stages as far as how you got into music. And I checked out a couple of your videos. You've got a lot of different styles, it seems like. I'd love to kind of hear about how you started developing that sound with those covers.
Yeah, so I started singing when I was 9 years old in a church choir. And I always knew I loved to sing. And my parents really recognized that.
Yeah.
So they signed me up for vocal lessons and piano. And I was really enjoying it. But after the lessons kind of been going on for weeks, my piano teacher told my parents that I couldn't learn how to read music. And that's something that struggled with me a lot. So after she told me that, I winded up singing at the recital instead of playing piano, which was kind of a defeat to me. And after that was over, it kind of just pushed me to want to learn how to play piano. And I kind of just went on YouTube and I learned all the chords on piano and I learned by ear. And that's how I taught myself how to play.
So piano was first.
Yeah. And then came guitar. My dad really inspired me to want to learn guitar. Because growing up listening to him play his records, Kiss, Van Halen, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. That kind of really influenced me. And I was like, what's rock music? This is so cool. And I just hearing him play the same riffs over and over again, I was like, I want to learn how to play that. And that's kind of how I taught myself too, with my dad, but also on YouTube with the chords for guitar.
What was what would you say was the most difficult part of learning guitar for you?
Definitely the pain in your fingers.
Yeah.
I think that's everybody, but it just made the pain made me want to learn how to play more, it forced me to keep going.
That's cool. Yeah. It takes a while for the calluses to really, develop. Who are some of the major influences besides, you said Kiss and Van Halen, but I know there's got to be more besides that.
Yeah, I guess just the radio. Honestly, I liked pop music growing up, but as a kid, obviously, I loved pop music and singing with my dolls, But then my dad kind of influenced me. But then, when I reached high school, I was probably 13. I had a music teacher that showed me a variety of music, and he's the first person that introduced me to 70s music because my dad hates that. So he strictly hates, but my teacher in high school, music teacher, he showed me Fleetwood Mac, Tom Petty, all that, Leonard Skinner and all that stuff. And I was like, wow, I like 70s better than 80s. And that's kind of where I started developing my music genres,
Do you have a favorite Fleetwood Mac, couple songs?
Yeah, I do a lot of Fleetwood Mac songs in my sets. My favorite probably is Sarah to do.
Yeah.
Rhiannon, Landslide.
What's the one with it's classic.
The duet.
Landslide's a duet, right?
The one with Tom Petty, are you thinking of?
Oh, there's a top. Wait, I don't even know if I know what this is.
Stop dragging. No, am I correct? Stop dragging my heart around.
I don't know if I've heard that.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Wow. What is this song?
Or she does it with Don Henley, I think.
I cannot believe I can't remember the name of this. I know all the lyrics. I don't know the name of the song. You know, thunder only happens when it's raining.
Dreams.
Dreams.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's a good one, yeah.
That to me is like, oh God, amazing. Yeah, the rhythm section, you know, Mick Fleetwood and I can't remember who was on. Was Mick Fleetwood the drummer?
Yes.
Okay. Who's the bass player? I'd have to
Um,
Google it.
So, yeah, I don't know the bass player.
Well, the two of them are just fantastic, especially on that song. Like, and they had did you ever see like that live special that they did? It was like a reunion thing at one point.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So
I love
good.
their versions of their music.
I actually saw Lindsey Buckingham live down here in North Carolina.
Really?
And it was him solo first, and then he came out with his band. It was easily one of the top 5 like live musical experiences, you know. So good.
Was that recently?
No, this is probably 8 years ago, maybe 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah, because I know
Yeah.
when they split up, he did his own thing, and they went their separate ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So vocals for you, how did that come about? Was that kind of around the same time then, or?
Yeah, so I started singing first before all the instruments came in, but I never was trained for my voice at all. And people said I should be trained. I've got a lot of like criticism saying like, "Oh, you should, you know, stop like the way I breathe when I sing or the way I close my eyes when I sing." Like I got a lot of criticism for it and stuff. And they said like I should get lessons, but I never did. And I kind of just think it's unique to have your own voice, which I think it's good to take lessons, but it's kind of good to have your own sound as well.
Yeah, I'm a big proponent for that. And this is coming from somebody who studied for probably a decade on and off with, you know, vocals and growing up in musical theater and all that fun stuff. Yeah, what I could tell you with that is let it go in one ear and out the other.
That's how I felt, isn't it?
People are going to. Somebody else said this on the show a while back, and I think it was something like people are going to love you for what you do, and people are going to hate you for what you do. I can't remember exactly what it was a great quote, totally brain freezing here on it, but basically focusing on the folks that are, oh, here it is. You being you, there's going to be people that love you for what you do, exactly what you do, and there's going to be people that hate you for exactly what you do. Always. So you just got to focus on the ones that are there and that support. You know, the little idiosyncrasies that you possess as an artist, people are going to jab at them or gravitate towards them.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I like the pretty bitchin' cover.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little Miranda Lambert.
That's something I got into recently too, country music.
Yeah.
About a couple years ago. I don't know, I love all different types of music. Everything I love to cover, so it's fun.
Well, you've been out on the scene for a little bit. I usually ask this question to folks, and I think it'll be fun to kind of go through this with you, but best and worst performance experiences, if you have, you know, one of each, and you don't have to say any names if you don't want to.
Um Probably we'll start with the best, I guess.
Sure.
The best was when I first started singing up here in New Jersey. I'm originally from Staten Island, New York. My
Oh,
family and I,
cool. Yeah,
my family,
my dad's went to high school there, and yeah.
what high school?
New Dorp when it was there.
That's where I went.
Are you serious? Oh my
Yeah.
God. Well, is that like, but didn't they change the name?
No, same name.
No? Oh, maybe it's a new one because I know that they rebuilt the school at one point. Yeah. That's crazy.
That's funny.
That is so nuts. Anyway, that's so crazy.
That is funny.
Not to
But yeah,
derail you.
no, you're fine. When we moved 3 years ago up here, I had the first concert, like first gig, I guess you can say, and I volunteered for this boy in my town who had leukemia, and it was a lot of people were there like supporting this boy and raising money, and a lot of restaurants in our new town were there too, and they heard me sing. This was like my first 3 hour set. I normally would do like 20 minutes, and
Right.
afterwards, like we raised so much money for him. It was just like a blessing, but also
Yeah.
else came and they were like, we really want you to sing at our restaurants. And that's how I started gaining exposure. But it was just a great time just knowing like we were raising money for this boy. And that's the great thing about music where, you could just use your voice and your talents for other people to help others.
Yeah,
Which,
for sure.
yeah.
Any bad ones that come to mind? Ever?
That
Like just funny, like crazy things that happened.
I feel like every show there's always something
Oh
funny.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, oh, this is rough. Last time I sang, it was like, oh, this is a good one. I do shows with my dad, and he was drumming, and it was totally off. Like everything was off, and my dad's brother came up with us, and he started playing bass, and everything was just like off tempo. It was so bad, and I just remember afterwards my uncle, he knocks over my mic stand, and it was just like this big thing. That's just one of many.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Um well, talking about the shows real quick. So the 3 hour uh you know cover type of sets, what what are some of the standards for you that you've kind of worked into that set?
The sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I see like a lot of bands, they play a lot of the same songs. Mostly, when you go out, you hear
Right.
like the same songs, and to me, I think that's great. Like I still do that, but I try and throw in like the randomest covers and make it my own, which I like to stand out kind of in that way. And I like to do like just weird, stuff. Like I do cover of Blind Faith, Can't Find My Way Home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that one. I like to throw in like Dream On, like
Oh,
something
cool.
hard to play, but I like to do it. The Show Must Go On by Queen. I just try and throw in stuff that are kind of,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
but it's fun to play them. And that's what I think like captures the audience's attention, the most.
That's cool. You definitely got the rocker influence. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What about other bands that you've seen, like just really awesome? Any like really like influential live shows?
Probably Stephen X. I saw her back in 2016 at MSG, and it was just incredible. You know,
Wow.
just seeing her upstage, like she was just singing. There was no movement going on, just her voice. It just is great.
I think she's one of the best as far as like female vocalists. Did you ever get a chance to see Billy Joel?
No, I have not.
Yeah, me neither.
Get
So
on that.
yeah, well, we'll see what happens. it's just a crazy time. And I was going to bring that up for you, like future plans and COVID, and for musicians
Yeah.
like us and artists, playing out.
Mhm.
It's I was doing all right for the last 2 months, but now it's like now it's really like sinking in.
Yeah,
Like, wait,
I
like I
know.
need this right now. Ah.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah. What do you think's going to happen as far as just your personal thoughts on the whole thing, and you
I
know
think hopefully, God willing, that it will be open by the summer, maybe the warm
yeah,
weather. But I think there's going to be obviously strict distancing in bars and how many people they're going to be letting in. And I think it's great though, also in the summer, if they let us, start gigging outside, that's different because we can actually move further away from each other since we're outside. And
yeah.
I think that would be better than gigging inside.
So
So
you're not to like totally change gears, but I forgot to bring this up.
yeah,
You're a psychology student right now,
psychology major, yes.
and how's that going?
Oh, it's great. It's great. I love it. It's so interesting. But my plan is to continue school and possibly get a degree in occupational therapy, get my master's in that
Yeah.
after like is over.
When did you know you wanted to go to school for psychology? As far as like,
Um, well, I found out probably around I don't know, all my whole life I knew I wanted to help special needs children. And when I got to high school, I spoke with a lot of the therapists there, and they told me, get a degree in psychology and then get your master's and this and that.
yeah.
I didn't really know too much about psychology until I got to college, and I was like, wow, this is really interesting. So now I love it even more.
Have you dabbled in some of like the personality tests that they talk
Yes,
about?
I'm actually learning that right now. I'm in abnormal psych.
Ah,
Learn
I
all-
I remember I had a couple of psychology classes as electives,
Mhm.
and
Which one's your favorite?
as far as classes, or I honestly liked just the whatever it was that I took, like the 101 or the 201,
Yeah.
and I didn't nothing really went crazy out of the box because they were just electives,
Mhm.
but it was really interesting, doing the Myers-Briggs and talking about all that.
All the different psychologists.
Yeah, yeah. Are you a Freudian at all?
Uh, probably not, no.
Me neither.
Oh,
Me
that's good.
neither. Um, I think it's a little
Much,
too
right?
much. But the crazy thing is that there's a lot of folks out there that, and the comment section is probably going to get like nuked after this. But I don't know. Like I think it's some of the stuff that he did research wise is pretty valid, but I think it's a little out there.
Yeah. I don't even think I should say what I don't even know if I'm allowed to say what.
um, have you taken the Myers Briggs?
No, I haven't actually.
Really? You should do that.
Alright.
Yeah. See what I'll send you a link. There's like some free ones online, and
Totally.
yeah, it'll be interesting. So I've got also written down like hard times and slash
Mhm.
faith.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so during, the moving and stuff, it was kind of hard for me to adjust to different schools and
Right.
I was in a dark place when I moved. I didn't really have a lot of friends. I was kind of bullied and I felt like, an outsider because I wasn't into sports and any of that stuff. I was into music and the only people that really understood me was the people at the bars I would sing at, and I made so much friends, older adults that understood me kind of. And I felt like I was weird.
Yeah.
Honestly, those were the people that were always there for me. But it wasn't until that show that I did for that boy, a lady asked me to sing, and she was from my church. And that was when I started, growing in my faith during that time. And I became, closer to God during that time, dealing with the bullying and all that sort of stuff really drew
Yeah.
me to Him.
Yeah. It's a really interesting business,
Yeah.
you know. Um, and I can relate as
Mhm.
far as, the being around a lot of older folks. When I was, and I'm still pretty young, I'm in my mid 20s, but uh, when I was a teenager, same thing, playing in bands, guys that were uh, 2, 3 times my age at
Yeah.
least. And but it was great at the same time because you really do learn a lot
Mhm.
from being in that crowd musically and um you know but I can relate. It was I had a similar type of time when I was growing up. A lot of uh yeah, just very people referred to me as an old soul. I didn't really fit in
Mhm.
any type of place, you know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of but the music, man, that's can't
Mhm.
break those bonds.
And we're lucky that, we're blessed with those gifts, from God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a little thing I like doing at the end or towards the end.
Yeah.
And this is I call it the shootout. And I just say a
Okay.
word that's related to the guest, and you just say a word back, and there's no right or wrong answers. It's just a fun thing to do. Guitar.
Piano? Is that right?
That works. Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Vocal.
Mm, Stephen X.
Makes sense. Song.
Hmm. Song. Pretty Vision.
Album.
Mm. Tusk.
Yeah. Yeah. Country.
Miranda Lambert.
Blues.
BB King.
Yeah. Rock.
Mm, Aerosmith.
Covers.
Um, covers. Guns N' Roses.
Oh, cool. Uh, music.
um, I guess I ran out of stuff to say. My music, my song, my covers.
Sure. Yeah. New Jersey.
Oh, Bon Jovi.
Well, now I have to add Staten Island.
Then, yeah,
What do you think?
I miss that place.
All right, last one. It's the most important.
All right.
Pizza.
Oh, probably pepperoni.
Yeah. Good answer. Good answer. I have one last question for you,
Right.
which is if you could go back in time to your 15-year-old self, knowing what you know now, what would you tell her?
This is gonna sound cliche, but just to be yourself and don't let anyone tell you that you're not worth it and that you can do anything you want in this life. and to have faith.
There you go. It's good
Yeah.
stuff. Where can folks find you?
All right, so you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, at Madison Pisani, just my full name, and all social media platforms.
And we will have those links below in the description box on YouTube or to the sides if it's Spotify, iTunes, iHeart. And this is fun. This is good. You know, little. It's amazing how even though everything is shut down, we're still able to connect.
Yeah, and
This
I
is
thank
technology.
you through this.
Well, thanks for being a guest. And you guys have been watching and listening to the Jason Damico show. Definitely check out Madison's music and what she's got going on. Catch a live stream, like her Facebook page, Instagram, go follow her there, and subscribe to her YouTube channel. Links are down below or to the sides, and we will see you on the next one.
Thank you
Peace.
so much.
Yeah.